James Clyne, Art Direction, ILM, San Francisco. James Clyne has worked on several projects for Industrial Light and Magic, including various Star Wars projects: The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, The Rise of Skywalker, Solo: A Star Wars Story, and others. In 2013, James joined the ILM art department and was given the opportunity to work on Star Wars: The Force Awakens. This is Kathleen Kennedy era, not George Lucas era. James Clyne, Instagram, artist, designer, film geek, ILM, Lucasfilm. James has various pieces of concept art on his Instagram showing his work on Star Wars projects. Here are a few of key interest, and we will finish with a piece of artwork that he posted 2 days ago, confirming that Disney Lucasfilm never had a plan for Star Wars. The Rise of Skywalker. Initially, the thought was to see individual hangars for the Star Destroyers to emerge from. We eventually went with a more living dead from the grave approach. So as you can see, the Star Destroyers had hangars as they came out of the ground in Exegol. Instead, they went with this. How all those Star Destroyers were docked underneath the ground and didn't get completely damaged emerging from the dirt is beyond me. Millions of crew members on 5,000 Star Destroyers were living in the dirt. This would have been a much better scenario than what they did in the movie. Beacon on Exegol for The Rise of Skywalker. We wanted something simple, recognizable, and somehow Sith. Look at this tower with the AT-ATs. Much better and cooler design than what they did. A small tower that could have just been shot down in The Rise of Skywalker. This is much more reminiscent of Star Wars and would have looked 1,000 times better than what they did in the film. Emperor Palpatine and his little dungeon lair. Early ideations of him more dependent on large medical life support systems. This is a much cooler looking lair, and you can see Rey and Kylo there on the right up against pillars. Once again, for whatever reason, Disney Lucasfilm actually came up with some cool concepts and went completely away from them to give us these ridiculous movies. The famed planet of Corellia, based off of a location shoot we did at Tilbury Dockyards in East London, UK. The walkers were an idea we had for the genesis of the AT-AT. Gotta start somewhere. Keywords. Idea we had, not George Lucas's creation. This is not where AT-ATs come from, but something that Disney Lucasfilm created. Here's the second image from Solo, showing two walkers in the water carrying payloads. You can see in the bottom left corner, Solo's hot rod cruising down the pier. Do these look familiar? Let me refresh your memory. Mon Calamari variant for the Battle of Exegol, at a time in the production when we desperately needed more ships. Over the span of a day or so, I kit bashed the Home 1 ship to fill out our fleet. When you gotta do what you gotta do. Why did you desperately need ships? Why weren't the ships pre-planned out before the film was created? At least most of them. Over the span of a day or so. So as you can see, everything was rushed in these sequel trilogy movies. They were doing everything at the last minute, including J.J. Abrams stating that he finished the film 3 weeks before its release.
Now it's all coming to an end.
Isn't that crazy?
It is a little crazy. Is the movie done?
Just yesterday.
Yesterday.
You have failed me for the last time.
Yes, it's done. It's done. So now people have to see it.
And you were really, reshooting right up through October?
Well, don't say it like that. No, this happened last time as well.
We are about 24 days from arguably the biggest movie event in the history of movies. Not because it's Disney or because they've done the movies well, but because it's episode 9 of Star Wars. A 42-year franchise, bigger and badder than anything else out there. Millions of fans around the world. Toys, shirts, Girls dressing up like Leia with the buns in their hair, all kinds of references, every TV show.
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Have you even seen Star Wars?
She's never seen Star Wars.
Here's some money. Go see a Star Wars.
Every cartoon, comic has made references to Star Wars for 42 years. This is the end of a saga, and you just finished it yesterday. How dysfunctional are these people? Not everything goes as planned on movies, but I don't think Lucas was ever 24 days away from releasing a film and finishing, and certainly not something this budget, this big, and out of all the movies, the tying the knot in the 9-movie mega saga, and you're just by the skin of your teeth finishing this movie weeks away from being released. So you heard them. It's the 25th, and the movie was finished yesterday on a Sunday, no less. So you know they're working overtime because they're freaking out. On a Sunday, they finished it. Not like, casually 3 months ago on a Tuesday. 24 days on a Sunday, they're working to get Star Wars done. These people know and love these movies. Do you recall the celebration montage at the end of The Rise of Skywalker? Let's take a look. Part of a quick montage at the end of The Rise of Skywalker. Fun-building Bespin, under pressure, only had a day to work this out because it was late in the production and we were all under the gun. Note, scale of the Star Destroyer is way off, mainly because the team was looking for a dramatic composition. So they were building things under pressure. They only had a single day to work out the ending montage of Episode 9 of Star Wars. Look at the scale of the Star Destroyer. It's larger than freaking Bespin is. It's ridiculous. No regard for canon, no regard for accuracy or scale or detail, and several parts of the sequel trilogy were finished at the last minute. This is what happens when you don't know or love Star Wars. This is what happens when you try to make films that took George Lucas 3 years each to make, and you try to make them in 1 year. No detail, no love, no care, no understanding. Just make movies to make money. And this is the result that you get. Ridiculous scale, total disregard for canon, and just an overall mess. If Disney continues to own Lucasfilm, this is what we're going to get. A facsimile of Star Wars. If you want Star Wars back, there is only one solution. Hashtag sell Lucasfilm. Please like, subscribe, and comment on the video. May the Force be with you.